Hello, hello. Welcome to Newbies to Movies. I'm Tyler.
And I'm Justin.
This is a podcast where we like to talk about new movies. And this week we have a special guest, Paige.
Hi, I'm Paige.
So, Paige, what kind of movies do you like to watch, or what themes really draw you out to go out to the theaters or put on a movie?
I really like mystery movies, horror movies, and dramas, as well as like biopics, like movies like Bohemian Rhapsody. I really enjoyed. My favorite kinds of movies in general are like Kill Bill. I really like Coraline, Fantastic Mr. Fox, and some shows I really like are Euphoria and The White Lotus.
Okay, awesome.
Like
Have you been
drama.
watching the new season of Euphoria?
Yes.
Okay.
I've only seen the first episode so far, but I think a new episode came out on Sunday today and last week. I have to catch up on too.
Yeah, I only got halfway through the first episode of the new season, but
Oh, you're watching it too? Good.
yeah.
I haven't started yet, but I am excited for it. Are you
Yeah.
going to go see Michael when you can?
Yes. Did you see everyone saying how good it is?
Some are saying
Yeah.
it's good and some are saying it's ass. So
Wait,
Yeah,
really?
I'll get to it because I actually saw it in theaters
No
Thursday
way.
night. So
Okay, I'm
I'll
excited.
talk about it without trying to spoil it too much
Okay.
into
Oh,
what I
no.
think. Yeah, awesome. So yeah, usually how we like to start off this podcast is bringing up stuff about the across from the theme. But usually the themes that we go into is either based around a director, actor, actress, or just like a theme itself. But this week we're doing a production company, which is quite different than anything we've done in the past. And that is A24, one of the newest production companies, but has kind of taken, I would say, Hollywood by storm. It was started in 2012. But before we get really into A24, let's go over some spotlights that we want to talk about this week. So Justin, if you want to start.
yeah. Tyler will be sad to hear, but the last season of Invincible just ended, so he'll have off a year from hearing me talk about that. Have been getting towards the end of Daredevil, which I know Tyler wants to watch. A lot of people talking online. Some stuff got leaked on Instagram. It seems like the Defenders are going to be coming back into Daredevil, which is exciting. I think a lot of those characters are really good, and some characters were done well on Netflix. Some weren't done so well, like Iron Fist. So we'll see how they come back, and I'm excited for that.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it as well. I liked the last season of it really a lot, and I have some long flights ahead of me. I'll probably just get through Daredevil. But yeah, me and Justin actually made a handshake deal to where I have to watch the first season of Invincible, while Justin has to watch the first season of True Detective.
Oh my God. I've seen both of those. Y'all, how have you both not seen the other one?
Yeah.
So I got 4 episodes into Invincible, and then it wasn't for me, but I'm giving it another shot. So
Dude, even
Yeah.
Nathan's watching it. He's like halfway through season 2 after a week of starting it.
Yeah, that's gotta tell you something.
Yeah. And the main thing, I think Tyler, I think you think that I don't want to watch True Detective. I do want to watch True Detective. I just
Yeah.
haven't gotten the chance to yet.
no, I know you do, but like you just got to make time for it. Like
I know.
Yeah. I watched that in like 2 days.
yeah, Daredevil season 2 can wait. Like put on True Detective for God's sake.
All right, it'll happen.
All right, what about you, Paige? What do you want as a spotlight?
I haven't been watching much lately, but I did really like the first episode of Euphoria and how Rue is developing, and also the soundtrack of Euphoria. Like every episode is so good. So I'm planning to watch the other 2 episodes later tonight. And I want to go see the movie The Drama with Robert Pattinson and Zendaya. I've heard that's really good. I like horror, so I'll
Tyler's
definitely
seen
be
it.
into that.
Yeah. The drama is really good. I really liked it. It's my favorite movie of the year so far. So
Really? Okay, good.
yeah, by far.
Okay. I need to go watch.
I need to watch it to see if it's going to be a 5-star for me, but it's definitely 4.5 for me. I really enjoyed it. Some people really didn't like it, but I really enjoyed it.
Really?
I think it's very polarizing. It's not going to be for everybody. And yeah.
There's quite a twist, but it's like right at the beginning of the movie, and then like the whole rest of the plot line kind of unravels because of that twist.
Okay.
Cool. So yeah, I watched one movie in theaters this week, Michael, the biopic about Michael Jackson. Not to spoil it, it's been kind of known that there's going to be 2 parts to this story for him. Like, and this one goes from like when he was born and with the Jackson 5 up until 1988 when he finally like separates from his father. really into the Jacksons themselves. Because I didn't even know that he was touring when he came out with his first 2 solo albums with the Jacksons still. He wasn't touring on him on his own when he came out with like Thriller and all that. I personally enjoyed the movie. I didn't love it. I think there's some like problems with some of the plot and characters and some cinematography. I think some of the cinematography is like lazy and like really confusing. But the soundtrack is amazing. Jafar Jackson playing Michael Jackson is just insane. It's his nephew, and he looks exactly like him, dances exactly like him, and it's like insane. It's so good with how he's playing him. But I recommend anybody to go watch it. It had the whole theater like singing along to a bunch of the songs. A lot of critics are hating on the movie, which I just don't think is like should be reciprocated because it's just really cool to watch it being like reincarnated like that.
Cool. Yeah, I've heard really good things about it, so we'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Most of the critics hate it because they aren't going around touchy subjects about Michael Jackson. Like, he was accused of a lot of stuff. But this is like during a timeline, like the first part of his timeline, that's not when he started getting accused of stuff. He started getting accused like in the 90s, and this doesn't go into the 90s. So I don't see why they would even like start hinting on that kind of stuff when that's just not what was happening for his life. I don't know.
I wonder
I think
if
critics are
they'll
trying. Yeah.
go into that stuff in the second one. Probably.
Yeah. We'll see. This was rated PG. There's a lot of kids in the theater.
Yeah, then no.
Yeah. And it just depends on like what the director's trying to go for with this. I mean, his family has like really endorsed this a lot. I don't think they want to.
No.
And there's no confirmed allegations. It's just a lot of allegations with nothing being confirmed about it.
Yeah.
So, there's a bunch of documentaries about it. I don't know if a biopic needs to go into it. 2 movies, a quick shout out, and then one is another A24 movie. So I saw Signs finally. M. Night Shyamalan movie came out in 2003 about aliens. I didn't expect to get real emotional about that movie, but it was really good. And like an alien movie got me emotional. Not as emotional as Arrival though, but pretty emotional. With Mel Brooks and Joaquin Phoenix. Then watched Mississippi Grind today, another A24 movie, but it stars Ben Mendelsohn, who was from Rogue One, and Ryan Reynolds. And I don't even think it's like a hot thing to say of like, that was probably Ryan Reynolds' best performance I've ever seen. Like, it was insane. I wish he would do more cool stuff like that instead of Deadpool and Wolverine, but
Yeah.
And then the other movie that I saw, Past Lives, is another A24 movie. And it was a 5-star movie to me. It was absolutely insane. The plot was so like simple, but it's like a romance movie, but it's also about like tragic grief through life. And like, what if you know somebody's your one, but you're already with somebody else and you built that life with them, but another part of you is in love with that other person, but your other part is in love with another person. And it dives deep into like, what does the one mean? And yeah, it was insane. I gave it 5 stars. We're going to do an A24 draft at the end of this, but like, I gave it a 5 stars easily.
Yeah. I've heard really good things about that movie.
Yeah, me too.
I wanted to check it out this week. I just didn't get the time to.
Yeah. Very good romance movie, but like a tragic romance in a sense. Yeah. So yeah, this week's theme is A24 production company. Like I said at the beginning, started in 2012, but didn't really get popular until 2014-ish when it started distributing films. It started off with like smaller films like Bling Ring and Spring Breakers. And then in 2016 is when it really started getting big with the win of Moonlight, winning Best Picture as over La La Land. And that was like a big controversy because of like how it was announced and everything. And then since then, they've gone into like horror, like LGBTQ movies. They've gone into just A24 isn't afraid to go on subjects that like a lot of other production companies try to stay away from. And like small actors, they try to build up as well. A very interesting company. What do you think about it, Justin?
Yeah, I mean, to go along with that, right? Themes that nobody really wants to touch, actors that nobody really wants to touch, but a big one's been directors too. They have been really well known for giving a lot of really small directors big opportunities, especially in a world where, all these production studios just keep buying each other out, and they're going to take the safe path. They're going to take the path that's going to make them $3 billion at the box office. So seeing a company go out and do that for, rising stars basically is very important in, the cinema world today. I think it's going to be needed for a long time to come.
Yeah. What about you, Paige? What do you think of A24 or any movies that stand out from you that when you think of A24?
I really like A24. I feel like it's one of the production companies that, like, when it flashes in front of the screen at the beginning of the movie, it's like most likely gonna be a great movie. And they take chances on like starting actors and directors, and a lot of those I feel like have paid off to build up the big name of A24. I really like their movies.
Yeah.
Big fan.
Yeah. I think you point something out. They aren't afraid to take chances. Like a lot of these movies would seem like kind of risky for the Warner Brothers to do or some other like Universal Studios or even definitely Disney. Definitely Disney
Yeah.
would never do movies like this. Just for example, like Civil War that came out 2 years ago, a movie about like American Civil War that was centered around like not necessarily Democrat versus Republican, but just like different ideologies and like going against oppression. A very risky movie that turned out to be like their second highest grossing movie of all
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
Cool. The two movies that we decided to do this week with this is Everything Everywhere All at Once and Waves. Yeah, I'm excited for both these movies because I enjoyed both of them a lot. But Justin, if you want to get started with Waves.
Yeah, first I gotta say though, like, not a knock to any other A24 movies. I mean, we could have done A24 6 weeks in a row and still been busy.
Yeah.
I think we both really wanted to watch these individually. I know I really wanted to watch Waves. You really wanted to watch Everything Everywhere All at Once. So yeah, but they really be cooking. Anyway, with Waves, starting with the plot, I gave it an 8. It's kind of a set as a two-part film. I could really tell. It follows kind of a South Florida family and their journey through love, forgiveness, and obviously very immense tragedy there in the middle. The first half follows Tyler, a young wrestler whose life starts spiraling after a injury and a breakup and a pregnancy, and it really culminates with him and his drug use into a very violent tragedy where he, spoiler alert, kills his girlfriend. He hits her and she hits her head and dies. And then the second half really follows his sister Emily as she kind of finds love and healing with her family in the aftermath of what her brother kind of created. I thought this plot was really great. Definitely threw me for a loop, basically kind of watching two separate movies, but it was done well. I know we've talked a lot before about kind of how movies play with time, but I thought it was really interesting way to tell this story.
Yeah, you hit it with a nail. Like just pretty much two different movies, but like one's growing off of the other. And like the second part of the movie doesn't happen if the first thing does happen. Like Taylor's going to keep living this life that she doesn't really want to live. She seems to be stuck with the group of people that she didn't want to be with, and just kind of living up to this like high school persona that she thinks she needs to live. And then she gets outcasted because of what happens with her brother. And then the guy takes a chance to go talk to her and then like forms like this beautiful romance with them. And then through that, you see like both of the parents change and they go through their own struggles with each other. That's kind of a background setting that kind of develops into like their own like rekindling as well.
There's a moment where like they're in the shower together, Taylor and her boyfriend, and he's explaining to her how his father is getting sick and he's probably going to pass away soon. And she tells him that he should go have a final connection with him, have a heart to heart, because his like relationship was horrible with him. And in that scene where he finally goes and sees his father and connects with him, I think that Taylor is seeing her brother as his father. And she's giving advice that she should be taking herself, because now that everything that her brother has done, she's not going to really see him anymore. He's in jail for killing his girlfriend. And it's like the same situation, but through different people.
Yeah, definitely a mirror image there. I kind of saw that too with, like you said, her father, but also her brother, right? Like her being able to have that connection with her brother, especially when he was getting sick in the bathroom that night and she was kind of like watching over her. I saw that, and the same bathroom, she was like, oh no, now's the time, we got to go do this. And I should have done it then before, right?
Yeah. No, it's a really emotional story for me. Like personally, like the second half of the movie kind of just destroyed me. Even like I think the middle of the movie, I was just like bawling my eyes out, and I was like, wow, okay. But it really gave me like a good grade of grief that I just really needed. That I really enjoyed about this movie.
Yeah, really good.
Yeah, getting into the characters, I gave it an 8. I thought that all the characters were done really well, especially the main kind of cast. Obviously, you had Emily and Tyler, and then you had Sterling K. Brown playing Ronald, the father, which great actor. I wish I see him in more. And
Yeah.
then also Catherine, the mother. From the beginning, you could kind of tell like something was wrong with this family, right? And they all portrayed it really well. Really hard ass dad. You know, the brother's just a young kid just trying to make his way in the world, doing what he's told. And then Emily's kind of the quiet, shy sister, and the mom is obviously the workaholic, but just kind of lets the dad walk all over everybody in the family, and they portrayed that kind of family dynamic really well, I thought.
No, yeah, I really like Sterling K. Brown in this as well. Yeah, I think he's a really good actor. He's just really impressive in this film. Something to note about this is that they say before he signed on to this movie that he's never seen a upper class, middle, like black family demonstrated in this way to dealing with problems like they are in this movie. And I can't think of any other movie where they're dealing with these kind of problems of an upper class, like black family. And I think the characters are really well done for me.
Yeah, I think the characters were picked perfectly. Tyler is so great. So is Taylor. Down to his girlfriend, such a great character. But yeah, they did really well.
Yeah, it was cool to see her in a movie. I hadn't seen her in anything else before. Alexa Demine,
Yeah.
from Euphoria. It was interesting to see.
Yeah.
It was kind of cool to not see her be like shitty all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She is in Euphoria.
No, yeah, you kind of we feel bad for her in this movie.
Yeah.
Her boyfriend's
Getting into cinematography, I gave it a 10. I think, just kind of outside looking in, every A24 movie I've seen has had like amazing cinematography. They don't miss there. But specifically with this film, really great realism, but also so many mirrored things like we were talking about in the bathroom scene. Throughout the film, the aspect ratio was shifting. I am a fiend for that. I think that's so cool when movies do that. And then also like really great color palettes for South Florida, especially going into the nighttime. It was super immersive as a viewer.
Yeah, A24 is definitely not afraid to use colors in their film. It's just so unique the way they cut to it. And I'll just say, like, the first 10 minutes of this film is like a whirlwind of like putting yourself in like Tyler's life, of how like crazy it is to be like a high schooler that's playing a sport, but also try to expect this and then also try to live up to expectations of your parents, which I think is like the biggest thing hitting on him that you could tell. And it's just that whirlwind of life of like trying to be the popular kid, but also like trying to be a good person. And then I think that really sets you in that frame of mind of his life right at the beginning.
Yeah, the cinematography was great. I really like all the bright colors and camera movements when he's like going to parties versus like, yeah, those tough moments when he's looking himself in the mirror with painkillers in his system, like trying to reason with himself and find his next steps. Like, very well done.
Getting into dialogue, I gave it an 8. I thought it was super well done. Obviously, kind of carried this film. Not a lot of action, so dialogue was huge in this. My favorite line was from Sterling K. Brown's character. Obviously, it's shown in the movie how religious he is, so this quote kind of stems from the Bible. Love is kind, love is not rude, love it doesn't boast, but love also forgets wrong. I thought that was huge, obviously, when talking to Emily at the end of the film, kind of going over why they got here, right, with their family dynamic and everything. I thought that was a really great line.
Yeah. Like Ronald just comes out with a lot of quotes in this movie, but it's like you have so much love to share with the world, so much life yet to live. And the whole conversation between him and his daughter at the end of the movie is like, yes, he did a bad thing, but he's not a monster. Just because he's done one bad thing in his life, you can't judge him for the rest of his life. Cause like that is like the whole point of like prison systems, is to set it up for rehabilitation of them as like their souls. So it really hits on that as well.
Yeah, I really liked what Tyler was talking about. The conversation with Taylor and her dad was really good, really good. Or Emily and her dad. Sorry, I'm calling her actress's name. But yeah, that was like probably my favorite scene throughout the whole movie. Their dialogue was great there.
Another scene I want to bring up is when he is on drugs and he's about to go find her on prom night. Just him and Sterling K. Brown and Renee Elise Goldsberry just in kind of the door opening of the house, just screaming at each other was so well done. It felt so intense, and yeah, it's pretty live.
Yeah, the camera work in that scene is insane.
Yeah. Getting into set design, I gave it a 10. I thought it looked amazing. Very vibrant, like we kind of talked about, very South Florida. But it also felt very manic in the first half. And then, throughout the movie, we're kind of thrown into Emily's shoes instead. And we kind of see the calm, naturalistic nature of her throughout the set design as well. It's just very calmed down, not as much going on all the time. I thought that was a neat way to kind of portray two different stories.
Yeah, that's a good point to talk about. Like, not just the set, but the camera work and the plot of like the first half feels chaos. This world is evil. What is happening? Why is this all these bad things happening? And then the whole second half goes into like life is actually beautiful, and you shouldn't take it granted for what is given to you. I think that was really shown by all three of those parts of the movie.
Yeah. I really liked when they filmed like all their beach scenes, especially when it was Tyler and his girlfriend driving in that car, and then they pan the screen over the beach. I really like the beach set.
Yeah. Yeah. I knew you'd like that. Paige is
The location, yeah.
Paige is a big beach fan.
Yes.
Acting, I gave it a 9. I thought it was really great. Obviously, we talked about with A24, really setting up a lot of lesser known actors. And, besides Sterling K. Brown, a lot of these people I haven't really seen before, but, they're popping up in a lot of stuff now. I thought, specifically, Kelvin Harrison did an amazing job, and same with Taylor Russell. It's obviously easy to say that because they were the two leads, but really great job at portraying emotion, and yeah, it's pretty amazing all around.
Yeah, I looked into Kelvin Harrison after this movie just because I was like, wow, he's really good in this. Like, why haven't I seen him a lot? And it's because he just goes right into like he did Elvis, which is kind of a bigger movie, but plays a lesser role in that. But other than that, he's going after like little smaller projects. He's also going to be in the Hunger Games movie as Beatty. So I was like, oh, okay. He's going to be like one of my favorite franchises. So I'm interested to see him in that as well.
Yeah, I really like all the actors. Taylor Russell was really good in that one movie with Timothy Chalamet, and they're cannibals. What is that movie called?
Bones and All.
Bones and All. I like that movie a lot. Alexa Demi, I really like. And I think Sterling K. Brown was like probably one of the standout actors in this movie. He plays such a good threatening dad role.
Yeah. It's a total different role from, what's it called? The show with like, it's like Live with Us or something like that.
Oh, my mom, This Is Us.
Yeah.
Yeah, This Is
My
Us.
mom loves that show.
Where he plays like a very calm person in that movie that is like very controlled of himself. But right at the beginning of this movie, I'm like, whoa, he's playing like this like super masculine dad.
Yeah.
That is like, no shit, like push it to your all, don't show weakness. And he sees that like mistakes from him, like as a father. But it was just way too late. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to leave out Lucas Hedges either.
Yeah.
He was really amazing in the back half of this movie, and just showing the emotion and kind of his own struggle with his dad, but also, his dad not being the best person in the world and him trying to kind of get over that because he's dying. Really great.
Yeah, Lucas Hedges. That name sounds really familiar.
I've seen his face.
He's in a lot of Wes Anderson movies too.
Really?
Yeah.
He was in Manchester by the Sea.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, that's what it's from. I knew I'd seen him somewhere.
Yeah. He's a really good young actor. Something to me is like confusing to me for her career. I think out of Euphoria, everybody expected her to like become huge. And it seems like everyone else except for her became huge.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think I even heard something lately that she might be leaving the acting industry altogether, which I was pretty surprised.
Wow.
Like after the season of Euphoria. I'm not 100% sure, but I did hear that.
Maybe she just didn't like the popularity or something like that.
I'm reading here, it says she nearly quit acting after losing out to lead roles to actresses who were blonde hair and blue eyed.
Oh, that's
sorry about
horrible, actually.
Sounds like there's some hate on that cast toward actress that all of them clearly do not like. They all of them clearly do not.
Getting into the directing, I thought it was really well done. This guy did mid-90s as well, which is another A24 movie that I really love. Yeah, I think he just worked on it. No, maybe I'm getting it mixed up with the cinematographer. I don't know. Anyway, Schultz was a really good director. I liked how he used like very subjective sets. Right? So how we kind of talked about the beginning was very chaotic and crazy, and the end was very naturalistic. It showed the character's emotional states really well, and I think had a good job at showing that.
Yeah. I've seen one of his other movies. It Comes at Night. It's a horror film. It's like a family hiding in a forest as the earth is being taken over, but it's really like family oriented film as well. And then he did Hurry Up Tomorrow, which came out last year with the Weekend and Jenna Ortega, and was like the really like meme movie that everyone said was like one of the worst movies of all time.
Yeah.
um, yeah, hopefully he gets back to like a family oriented movie and like actually gets a real actor rather than The Weekend.
I'm not sure if I've seen other movies from this director, but I think he directed Waves excellently, and he did good at drawing parallels between Emily and Tyler throughout the whole movie, especially with the shots and just throughout the whole movie, really.
Yeah. Yeah. For soundtrack, no question here. It was a 10 for me.
Yeah, so good.
Just to list off a few: Frank Ocean,
Yeah.
Kanye, Tame Impala, Kendrick Lamar, Chance the Rapper, Tyler the Creator, SZA. I said, basically in my notes, I put, didn't overthink it, make the songs fit the setting, and it did
Yeah.
amazing.
Did.
I talk about this all the time when it comes to the soundtrack. Don't overthink it. You can take songs that are big for that time and just use them in the movie, because that's what's going on, especially living in this high school life. Tyler, these were all songs we were listening to in high school. Paige, I'm sure it was similar for you.
Yeah.
They didn't overthink it, and it worked
Yeah.
amazingly.
Yeah, the soundtrack, yeah, it's killer. It's so good. And then like even like the posters of like the artists that they're playing in the movie in the background was like such a cool touch to me. Like they had Kanye posters, they had Frank Ocean posters in the background. I think I saw an ASAP one, and I was like, dude, this is so cool.
Yeah.
You want to know who did this one as well? It was Trent Reznor, who also did the sound effects for Social Network, just to
Okay.
show you the range of like different type of soundtracks that he can do, where he's
Yeah.
like pulling and then he's making his own, just even adding it onto me. And he also did like Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. So it's like,
Mhm.
I think this guy may just be him. He also did Challengers. Like, guy's just cooking.
Yeah, this is such a good soundtrack. I really liked Tame Impala in general, but they played the song Be Above It on Tyler's scenes. I think the first time they played it was when he was wrestling a kid in a match, and it's just like, be above it, be above it. It's like in his head how he's feeling and how the songs match what is happening so well. And then that song also plays when he's drunk driving to that prom party and like what happens after that. So
Yeah.
the music matches every scene very well.
I didn't even pick up on that. That's really cool.
Yeah.
I love Tame Impala.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's even to talk more about how much of a goat and how he needs to be talked about original score conversations. He also did Soul, and then
Oh yeah.
he also did Soul as well. And I don't know, Ludwig's really good, but this guy needs to be in the conversation with him as well, because
Dude, that's
all these
a big take. I mean, that's just saying a lot.
he has 2 Academy Awards as well. Social Network and Soul. This movie's soundtrack is insane too.
I have to go back and listen more before I beef with you over this, but Ludwig's my boy. That's disrespectful.
It's disrespectful.
All right, getting into theme, I gave it an 8. I thought they were there was a lot of themes going on. That's the only reason I knocked off a couple points, because I think this movie could benefit from taking out a couple different plot lines. And that's just me nitpicking. Obviously, we had toxic masculinity between him and his father, kind of versus the emotional expression that he felt around with his mother. He felt like he could talk to her. He felt like he could be himself around her. Obviously, just in general, familial love. And then, in the back half of the movie, grief and redemption, seeing Emily kind of go through that redemption arc and trying to drag her family along with it as well.
Yeah, and a lot of guilt. I think a lot of like family guilt is in the back half of the movie about they all feel like they were the reason for it. A lot of this this was based around a crime, but a lot of this had feelings of like a connection to like just any type of murder, of even like somebody in their family, something happens to them and they feel guilt over it, So it's just, yeah, pretty deep.
Yeah, I think a lot of good themes in this movie. I think everyone just putting so much pressure on Tyler, he was bound to break, and his girlfriend becoming pregnant and breaking his shoulder in practice. All of that was not what his dad wanted to hear, and it just led him to the wrong thing. And I think that's like kind of the overall theme or of the first half, and it's really good.
Yeah, yeah. Getting into editing, I gave it a 10. So dynamic, so cool that it kind of changed with the two-part structure. Like we kind of talked about earlier, just how chaotic the beginning was. The camera work was super chaotic in the beginning, as well as a lot going on. And then towards the end, it was very calmer in rhythm. The aspect ratio changes just stood out so much for me. Like I said, I'm a fiend for that. That's so cool to me.
No, yeah, just the first 10 minutes of the movie for me, the editing is so cool. And it kind of like sets you into the space of what you're about to watch of the chaos, but then it totally switches up for the back half of a lot slower film. Like the back half of the film felt like After Sun, while the first half felt like a Marty Supreme good time kind of movie, you know?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
it's just like, it's insane how the two different editing styles.
Yeah, I think the editing was great. What Justin was saying about the aspect ratio, I really like that about the movie. How the screen gets super tight and stressful moments, like when he was killed his girlfriend, and how it opens up in like the ending scene where it shows Emily riding her bike and like lifting her arms up and feeling free after letting go of all the past baggage with her brother.
Yeah. Super cool. I gave this movie overall a 9.0 out of 10 or a 90. Definitely brought the heat this week, and yeah, that was pretty amazing.
I gave it an 8.6 out of 10 or 86 out of 100. Yeah, I really enjoyed this film.
I gave it a 9.5 or a 95. Yeah, I've seen this movie a while ago. I really like this movie.
Paige told me if we're doing A24, we need to be doing Waves. So
yeah. It was her movie recommendation. So
yeah, I really like it.
All right, before we move on, bring it back to Trent Reznor, just because this is the conversation me and Justin are having. And he was born in Cleveland, Ohio, so like I think that's also why I like him so much. I just learned.
Yeah, that makes sense.
He also did a discography with one of your favorite animated movies, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Mutant Mayhem. He also did that soundtrack.
Oh, dang, yeah, he's up there.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me see.
Dude, also Challengers, one of the best soundtracks of like the 21st century. Challengers is insane.
And he did mid-90s too.
Yeah.
Oh, it's because Seth Rogen. Did he do 7 or did he just work on 7?
I think he was too young to work on 7. He was in 9 Inch Nails. He was on 9 Inch.
Okay.
Yeah, I think he did do 7 because he was in 9 Inch Nails at that time. So this was like the beginning of his career.
Dang, dude. He came in hot. Yeah, we'll be watching Soul in a couple weeks, I think. So
yeah,
I'm excited for you to see that for the first time. And yeah, it is a great soundtrack too.
Yeah. And he's going to do Adventures of Cliff Booth later this year with David Fincher again. So yeah.
He's not doing the Odyssey though, is he?
Yeah, all right. They're just going to give it Ludwig every time now, instead of somebody that gets a little bit, unique with theirs.
We'll come back to it.
The second movie that we did was Everything, Everywhere, All at Once. Quite a mouthful of a title. I don't think I'm going to say it every single time. But this movie, coming into it, I was like, all right, this won Best Picture. I haven't seen it before, but it just looks like a chaotic movie based off the poster itself. And I felt like to watch this, I needed to be like sat down and like engaged the whole time, which you do need to be engaged the whole time to be able to track everything that's going on in this movie. But wow, this is a lot. I want to talk about multiverse. I want to talk about just a lot of themes in this movie as well. To start off, the plot starts off with this like Asian family that runs like a laundry store, and they're working through like a lot of family issues. You could tell right off the bat, like the mother's not really accepting of the daughter and her girlfriend. It's more so because her father not really accepting that kind of lifestyle, even though it turns out he doesn't really care at the end of the movie and he just loves them. But then it kind of goes into like they're getting tax audited by the IRS. And then it just goes into like this different multiverse world where they're fighting and turning into kung fu against each other. And really turns out that the daughter is like the villain of the movie, trying to kill her, but also bring her back into her light to show her everything. And it's all revolved around an everything bagel. I'm not even joking. If you've never seen it before, it's literally revolved around the everything bagel that is like what she's going towards. And yeah, it develops into that. And then it ends like very like a family romantic kind of feeling of like they actually love each other so much, but just like they hate each other and love each other at the same time, which if you guys are brother and sister, sometimes you family and love each other at the same time at points. So I really felt this as like a family scene. And yeah, I
Mhm.
really liked the plot. So I gave it an 8.
Yeah, I thought the plot was really good. Definitely a lot to follow, but one thing I will mention, we live in an era of multiverse and just all kinds of stuff always jumping into the multiverse. It's definitely a catch-22, but I like that the director took a stance. He's like, okay, this is how my multiverse is working. Explained it in about 5-6 minutes, and then it was done. It was like, yeah, it's done. It's not like this ever-changing thing that has to be explained across 6 movies and, done. It's just like establishing that you understand what a multiverse is and giving you the basic rules, and then that's it. It really dives into the themes after that. It doesn't take 20-30 minutes trying to figure out these characters so they can understand what's going on around them. You're not supposed to. That's not the point of the movie. I liked how the director did that, specifically with the plot.
Yeah, I really enjoyed the plot. I like how the movie starts so quick and you're learning all this information so quick, so quick. And I agree with Justin how quickly they explain the multiverse, and I think they did it well, like with the dad Waymon doing it. I really like the dad. He's so funny. But yeah, the plot was great, well done, and I like how quick it was. You cannot go on your phone during this movie. You have to pay attention the whole time.
Yeah, it's interesting because the directors say they came up with like a concept of like the multiverse kind of themes of this movie in like 2010, and then they saw Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse come out, and they're like, "Oh crap,
Yeah.
taking our energy from this." And then the same with Rick and Morty, so they were just like, "Oh crap!" But then they're like, "All right, we can't watch these because like we can't try to take something from them just like
Yeah.
retroactively." So they said they ended up never watching them until after, just because they didn't want to retroactively like accidentally take away parts of their multiverse into their own movie, but rather creating their own kind of sense of it, which I think is quite an interesting fact about them.
That is neat.
Yeah, getting into characters, I gave it a 9 because even though this chaotic movie, it's based around this family, right? And really
Yeah.
just like I would say 3 main characters being the mother is like obviously the critical role and the daughter relationship, but then the father is another critical character about like they're involved in each other's lives in all these different multiverses, no matter what. Kind of like also that theme of like, is there a one? It's like even if you don't end up with each other in one life, you're still involved, which I thought was really cool as well. As you can see across the different plot lines. And I cared a lot about all 3 of the main characters as well, which I think is really hard in a movie like this.
Yeah, damn, we could have done family drama movies this week too.
Yeah.
Thinking that when we were doing this, that they're both like revolved around families.
Yeah. No, yeah, I think it was done really well too. Obviously, when working in the multiverse, you have those 3 main characters that you're talking about, but you also have different versions of them. But the plot and the director really got to the point of, these characters may look different, they may act different, but they're all the same at heart, which is the big thing, right? Their main soul and their personality traits are all still there.
I like the characters are great. I was telling y'all how I like Waymon a lot. And I actually heard that the Jackie Chan was originally supposed to play the mom's role. And obviously he would be the dad. But I thought that was pretty cool. And I'm glad that she ended up doing it, not him. I like the mom and daughter relationship more than I probably would have liked but I would have liked the dad and the daughter too as well.
Yeah.
But I think all the characters fit really well. They play their characters well, very
Yeah.
well.
I read it as well. And
Yeah.
at first they wanted to do like a father and daughter kind of or husband and wife dynamic focused movie, but rather they changed it to daughter and mother because they didn't see that really hit a lot in a lot of Asian family oriented movies, especially like
Yeah.
big epics like this. So they decided to switch it up and they went with like one of the biggest action stars of like Asian culture with Michelle
Yeah.
Yeoh, which is like definitely on purpose. One, because she's a great actress, but also because she's such an icon for like an action adventure like Asian stars. Cinematography, I gave it a 9 out of 10 because like again, a chaotic movie like this is really hard to make seem like it's natural, you know? And I think the cinematography and the camera work of this, especially like the kung fu scenes, are so cool in this. Where like you don't feel like it's chaos though.
Yeah.
You're just like watching it in like real time, which is really unique as well.
Yeah, and seeing the scenes of, kind of the mom's character and then her popping in and out of different universes was so cool, and it was so well shot. Like you said, it never really felt like overblown. It felt real. It was just, yeah, it was so well done.
Yeah, it was really bright and colorful. I loved the cinematography, and yeah, all the transition scenes or scenes from universe to universe were really well done.
Yeah, it was really cool to like transition to like a scene of like Michelle Yao and Jamie Lee Curtis with like hot dog
Dogs.
fingers, and then like a Ratatouille situation with like a raccoon.
Yeah.
Raccoony, dude.
Hmm.
This movie's like just not afraid to make fun of like pop culture as well.
Yeah, just be
Yeah.
weird.
Yeah, just buying into the weirdness of like what a multiverse world is, which like can kind of seem cringy if it's not done the right way, or it can kind of seem like a little off-putting. But I think this does do it in a very effective way that is like all centered around like an actual emotional relationship.
They very much leaned into it.
Yeah. Getting into dialogue, I gave it 8 out of 10. I really enjoyed a lot of the lines, and it's really like the slowed down scenes, but the world where Michelle and Wayman are like famous, or she's famous, like a famous like action star, kind of like
Yeah.
playing herself, which I think is also really interesting because she's literally just playing her own character. And it's like those scenes between her and the father, you could see that connection of like, because at the beginning of the movie, she's like, I could see my world without you. And like, it looks great. But then it's like she's actually missing him so much from that world and their connection, and she sees it different in that world, which I thought I really want to shout out like that conversation specifically.
Yeah, no, that conversation, I mean, they were kind of narrating the ending of the film, just kind of their back and forth, which was so interesting to see. Obviously, it cut between a lot of the different universes, but that was definitely one of my favorites to kind of, like a what if timeline, like what if they never did like, get together, get married. So that was interesting to see.
Yeah, I really like the dialogue, especially in the last scene between the mom and the daughter when she's like running out of the laundromat to her car. And then she explained, or the mom was like talking to her, telling her the same thing she was saying to her early in the movie, like calling her fat and stuff, but saying it in like a way of showing that she cares for her daughter and she would rather her be in this universe with her, even though her daughter is trying to leave and kind of end her universe existence by
Yeah.
entering the bagel.
Yeah. No, it's like acknowledgement of like, I may hate you for these things, but it's because
Mhm,
I love you kind of thing, you know?
mhm.
Again, talking about like
Yeah,
family, hate, and love. And then
yeah,
something, another quote that like is kind of underrated, I think, but kind of revolves around like the end of the film as well. It's like Wayman says to her in like the world where she's famous, it's like, I would have really liked just doing laundry and taxes with you. And then at the end of the movie, she's like, I never mind. I just want to stick in this world and just do laundry and taxes with my family because that's who I
mhm,
want to be.
Yeah,
yeah,
really cool, really deep.
Acting, I gave it a 9 out of 10. I think all the main roles were really well acted. Jamie Lee Curtis, I think, was specifically casted. She's a scream queen, very famous actress to play like this dumb
yeah,
interesting role for her, I guess. She ended up winning an Oscar for it, which I can get into that after y'all speak. But I think shout out to like Kihu Kwan, who like this is his first introduction back to Hollywood in like 20 years.
yeah,
And he was a child actor with the Goonies, Indiana Jones. And this was like a big comeback for him, and then wins an Oscar. And like he's great in this movie. Now I understand the Oscar.
Yeah, I understand the Oscar too, and what an iconic Oscar speech as well. That was so neat. I see that pop up every now and then.
Yeah.
But yeah, really great acting. I haven't heard much from the daughter since this. I don't know if she's in anything else. She was good. I thought she did really well playing like the evil person, and then kind of like the actually nice daughter who just kind of feels hopeless. But yeah, I haven't heard much from her. Her not being a very big actor and coming into this role.
yeah. I really liked the acting. The mom did great. The daughter did great, and I really liked the grandpa's role too. How in the end he comes back and kind of says sorry to his daughter putting all that pressure on her, and for her putting all that pressure on her daughter. Like, it's a generational pressure. And yeah, I heard that I realized that Waymond was in the Goonies, and I was shocked. If someone told me that, I would not have believed that. He looks so young in Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was shocked.
Yeah, he's so good in the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll get into it. Just I don't think Jamie Lee Curtis deserved an Oscar that year.
I knew it
I'm
was
sorry.
coming. All right, who was nominated?
Her, Angela Bassett in Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, Hong Chow in The Whale, Carrie from Banshees of Inisherin. I don't want to try to pronounce her last name. Stephanie Sue from Everything Everywhere All at Once. And I think Sue should win, or Angela Bassett. Both are way better performances than what Jamie Lee Curtis provides in this movie, in my opinion.
I agree. Definitely a weak class, though. I mean, we think to like the best actress for this year, or best supporting actress, even way better.
Yeah. No, it's just kind of insane. But yeah. Stephanie Sue definitely should have won it, in my opinion. She hasn't been in many things, I think, since, but I think her performance as a daughter is really special. Sound effects, I gave it a 9 out of 10. I think it's a really effective soundtrack without trying to take away too much from the movie, which is really important with this movie. You kind of want not a simple soundtrack, but more of like a visual soundtrack where it's adding to the visuals of it rather than how the last movie, like the soundtrack is speaking to what you're seeing. This one is just adding to what you're seeing.
Yeah, I agree. Nothing special stood out, but yeah, like you said, its purpose was to kind of, carry along plot points, not necessarily put them into your head.
Yeah, I agree with both of you. Soundtrack was perfect for the movie. It didn't overdo it, what it needed to do.
Yeah. Set design, I gave it a 10 out of 10. I thought the set design was really cool in this movie. Just all the different worlds that it was building. And again, not afraid to make fun of itself with like everything bagel being like the main set piece, but then like the laundromat being a centerpiece of like simplistic, and then like raccoony being a part of it as well. I just thought it was all really unique and really cool.
Yeah, what like intense set designs. I mean, what a mission in itself to have such very distinct, and because I mean it could so easily, using the same characters in the multiverse, you could so easily get confused between who's who, but I never felt like I did. The sets were so unique, the costume design was so unique, it always felt like I knew exactly which universe I was in, except for the hot dog universe. Had to look at the fingers to be able to tell. But yeah,
or their strong thumbs.
yeah.
Or like her just accepting being in love with Jamie Lee Curtis's role.
Yeah, that was strange.
Like, all right, work.
At first I was like, wait, are they together? I wasn't sure.
Yeah, I didn't get. I mean, I guess what they were trying to portray was like the part of her that was like okay with being in a lesbian relationship. But yeah, I don't get the hot dog part.
Yeah,
that's one's just quite interesting. That like it's like don't think too hard about it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
it's a multiverse.
Especially
like there's
playing the piano with the toes.
Yeah, because
at the end, it had to make it weirder.
Because when you jump into each of these different roles in people's lives, do you feel the same feelings that they are feeling? It's what's even interesting to me. It's like, I guess, like in that world, like she does feel lesbian. So like when she comes back to her own world, does she end up having those feelings? It's quite interesting to just think about. When you try to put into
because she does like gain everything from all of her different universes. So
yeah,
that's a good point.
Directing, I gave it a 9 out of 10 because I think this is a really unique movie and really hard to do that I think the Daniels did really good at. I really don't know any other directors that I could think of that would do this movie effectively because it's such a unique like plot line, and they came up with like the story and directed it. So it's just really cool.
Yeah, I mean, so creative, right? Like who comes up with this kind of stuff? Every other scene I would just be like, yeah, what? But it worked. Like it just kept working, and then finally you're just like, yeah, this is a good movie. There's nothing I can say that's gonna harm anything that these guys did.
Yeah, I think the directing was obviously great. Yeah, I don't know, really good directing.
Tyler's sideways.
Sorry, my phone was about to die. Recording this on my phone. Yeah. So if you see the video, now I'm sideways. it's so my charger can charge it. But we'll push. We'll still push
Yeah.
with this. Editing, I gave it 10 out of 10 because I think this adds into the cinematography style, but the cutback scenes between the different multiverse worlds was really well done. When looking into the runtime, I was like, "Oh, this is gonna be a long movie," and it didn't feel like a long movie. It felt like super action packed and like just keep developing on itself. And like I never thought like any scenes needed to be left out. I thought they all added to themselves.
Yeah, pretty great editing. I know you talked about the cuts between the multiverse kind of jumps, but another big thing was the action sequences were so well shot. It looked just as good as any action movie I've ever seen. Definitely up there. It's probably top 10 for the fight scenes.
Yeah, I think the editing was great, and I actually heard that they only had a team of like 5 main editors who were doing like all those effects in the fight scenes and the switching universes, and 3 that like mainly did most of them, like all the scenes where the daughter was like blowing up the cops' heads with confetti and all that stuff in the hallway, all those effects were done by like 3 main editors, which is really impressive.
Yeah,
That is
wow, that's really impressive considering Disney has like 100 or so of them, and they still don't get a movie
Yeah.
out in time or make it look good.
Yeah.
Theme, I gave it 8 out of 10. I think there's a lot of themes in this movie. Like you got family acceptance, you just got LGBTQ like issues, you got depression, like that's also like touched in this theme as well. And like just being kind. I think at the end of the day, like I think what they were trying to get out of this is just be kind to one another. Like life is too short to like it's like going against like a nihilism thought of like what is life about? Like if life doesn't mean anything, it's like all right, if it doesn't mean anything, then why not be nice to each other? I think
Yeah.
that's what it was saying at the end of the movie.
Yeah, I mean, that's basically what I took from the whole film as well. Just like this nihilistic idea that nothing will ever matter. But, maybe it is about just our families and the small moments of love and, like you said, Tyler, hatred that come with having relationships. Maybe it's just that's all it's about, is enjoying that time, whether it is good or bad. And then obviously Paige kind of talked about earlier, I'll steal it, and just the generational trauma that gets passed down through the generations and just laid on everybody around you.
Yeah, I really like how they casted an Asian family because I do feel like Asian parents are known for being extremely strict on their children, and that's like a big theme of this movie, especially with her father doing the same thing to her. But I think there's a lot of good themes, and yeah, I really like Waymon and how happy he is the whole movie, and how his overall um thing is being happy and showing each other love and connection. And I think the googly eyes show that well because in the opening scene where it's showing the mom at the table doing the taxes, you can see googly eyes like in the corner, just a pair. And then in the closing scene, when it cuts back to that desk, it shows 4 googly eyes representing the mom, the dad, the daughter, and then the daughter's girlfriend, which is really sweet. I feel like he's a big character for bringing all of them together in the end.
Yeah, no, that's a good point to hit on. Really enjoyed that as well. Yeah, overall, I gave it 8.9 out of 10 or 89 out of 100. Yeah, I really enjoyed this movie. Really enjoyed the chaoticness of this movie, and I understand why it won Best Picture now. Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I gave it a 92, 9.2 out of 10. I really like this movie. I was expecting a lot coming in just because, it did win Best Picture. Also, with all the stuff we've seen about multiverse, I feel like I'm a little bit of an expert on it, and I think it did great in both of those things. So, yeah.
Yeah, I gave it overall an 8 or 80 out of 100. I had heard really good things about everything everywhere all at once when it first came out, but I never got a chance to see it. But it lived up to those expectations. And I really enjoyed the movie overall.
Yeah. Yeah, that year that it won Best Picture, I think it by far deserves it. I think some other movies that were good as well, All Quiet on the Western Front, Top Gun Maverick, and yeah, that's about it. I think the rest of them don't really deserve like a conversation into it. Nah, Everything Everywhere All at Once is just this unique movie that definitely deserved its love. And did the Russo brothers also like produce this as well? I saw
Did
that.
they?
Yeah, they produced it, I'm pretty sure. Which I was like, good for them, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
I'm
did.
sure they got brought in to, like, kind of advise on the multiverse stuff because
Yeah.
They would know, I guess.
Yeah. If anybody would probably be the awesome. So yeah, that like concludes like our conversation about everything everywhere at once and waves and like specific movies. But then we're gonna transition right into like an A24 draft that's centered around it has to be distributed or produced by A24. Yeah. I'll get into the categories and then we'll do the wheel to see who gets to go first. So the categories is Oscar nominated, a drama or thriller, horror, cinematography, spotlight of a theme in a movie, because A24 is kind of just known for having a lot of strong themes in their movies, and then a wild card. So I spin the wheel. Of course, the wheel just loves. Justin's going to go first,
Shit, that means I gotta make the choice.
and then I will go second, and then Paige will go third.
Okay.
All right, I guess I'll just start it off with my favorite movie of last year, and I'll take Marty Supreme for Oscar nominated.
Yeah, I had a feeling you were going to take Marty Supreme.
I just take the easy pick here, I guess.
I need to watch that. I saw it just came out on HBO.
Yeah.
I never got the chance to go see it in theaters.
Definitely worth watching.
Yeah, I know I'll love it.
Yeah, Marty Supreme. To another adrenaline rush of a movie.
Yeah.
Like for 2.5 hours, you're just like, don't know what's about to happen. Yeah. Very similar to one of his other movies or one of other. Yeah.
So barking.
We're in the same house and the dog's barking.
I think with my first pick, trying to go after a movie that maybe, I'm going to go with drama thriller, and I'm going to go with Ex Machina.
Wow. Early.
Yeah.
I thought that would be on the board for me late.
I really like Ex Machina. I
Yeah,
remember
it's a
we
good
didn't
movie.
know it came out that year because freaking Letterboxd put it on a different year for some reason. My first pick, Ex Machina, such a unique story of like AI robot integrated into like love, but then also like not real love. And then Oscar Isaac is so good in the movie as well. Yeah, really, really fun movie.
Okay, so now I can pick any of the categories?
Any of the categories, and you get 2 picks.
Oh, really? Okay. So I'm going to do drama / thriller too. Or you can tell me if this is horror, but I think it's just drama / thriller and go with The Lighthouse.
Yeah, you can
With
definitely count
Robert
it as a thriller.
Pattinson and William
Yeah.
Dafoe.
Yeah.
Thriller.
Yeah, you can count it for either one, really, I think, but
Yeah, because he does kind of have like some axe scenes and stuff.
Yeah.
But I really like this movie, and I feel like they don't make movies like this a lot. Robert Pattinson and William Dafoe did really well as their characters. I need to rewatch it because it's been a little while since I've seen it, but I really enjoyed The Lighthouse.
yeah.
Is
It's
Robert?
all in black and white too, different.
Yeah, is Robert Eggers the director of that one too?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I definitely need to watch this.
I watched
like-
it a couple weeks ago, dude. It was so good. So
Yeah.
weird.
Yeah, it's
I
so
really
different.
I really like Robert Eggers too. So like, there's another movie on this made by A24, and he comes out with a movie this year too with him or with Werewolf at the end of the year. I really like The Lighthouse. I want to see The Lighthouse really bad.
Yeah, it's good. Okay, so next, I'll do cinematography and I'll do The Florida Project.
Oh, I haven't seen
Back to
that.
back William Dafoe.
Oh my God, you're right. I forget he's in that movie. I've seen this movie so many times. I think it's such a good story about growing up in poverty near like the happiest place on earth, Disneyland. And they even like, me and Justin have been like down there for Florida vacation before when we were younger going to Disney. And they have this like big store. I think they just sell like Florida orange juice and Florida oranges, and they actually have it in the movie too. Just every shot is so like nostalgic, and like there's so many themes in it of poverty being so close to such a happy place. It's just so good.
Dude, what the hell? Why have you never told me about this?
You should have known about this. This is a very popular.
I've never
The
heard of this
Florida
movie.
Project?
Yeah.
What? You've never heard
Yeah.
of it at all?
I've heard of it. I haven't seen it though, but I have heard
What?
of it. Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
It's so good, guys. And
Okay.
it's filmed. I'm pretty sure a majority, if not all of it, is filmed on an iPhone.
Really?
Yes,
Interesting.
Okay.
but not like noticeably.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I was shocked when I found that out.
Huh,
But
okay.
it's so good. It's just this mom raising her 2 kids and what they do with their time living in this motel in Florida near Disneyland. It's really good.
Cool. I have to check it out. Just do Willem Dafoe one week, Tyler.
Yeah, one of the strangest photography photos taken of him guy ever. Like every photo I see of him is not a normal photo. He has the weirdest poses. He's quite a strange dude, but I don't know where to go just because there's so many good movies, and then like I don't know what Justin wants to go after before he comes back after me. So it's like I don't want him to take one of mine. I just know he won't take my Oscar nom though. But cinematography, I'm just gonna go with Moonlight. I think Moonlight is a really beautifully shot movie. You want to talk about like a beach scene, like the beach scene of Moonlight is so cool. Yeah, the cinematography of that movie is just insane. It's like three different storylines of the same person about finding yourself as well. Thought about taking this in the theme spotlight, but I thought cinematography stood out to me a little bit more.
I haven't seen
Yeah.
Moonlight, and I know I probably should because of how I love La La Land and their connection.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it won over
Yeah.
La La Land. So like
Yeah.
you got to see if it lives up to
I've
it.
almost watched it a few times. I've been wanting to watch Moonlight for a while.
All right, I'm gonna have to take Tyler's Mommy here because it's probably the only horror movie I have left on the board. I'm gonna take Midsommar.
I had a feeling you would take this because I was like, I don't know what other horror movie he's seen.
Yeah, it was that or The Lighthouse for me. So got to make sure I have something on the board here. Yeah, good movie. Obviously, we did it on the podcast. Obviously, I had some issues with it at the time. I definitely would want to go back and rewatch it and see, but yeah.
I had this on my cinematography as well because it's shot really well and a lot of like different types of light horror is really unique as well. There's not many day horror movies.
Yeah. My next one, I'm going to take also another great film from last year, drama thriller. I'm going to go If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You. Really great movie, which I think we didn't do on the podcast, but we talked about a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, really good movie, Paige. If you haven't seen that, I definitely recommend it.
Okay. I need to watch that.
Where'd you take it again?
Drama thriller.
Yeah, I really liked If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You. It's really a performance by Rose Byrne was really good.
Yeah, stressful movie. Kind of reminds me of that same Good Times, Marty Supreme, just a lot going on. Hey, don't do this.
Yeah, I like horror movies.
Don't give him answers. He's trying to bait you out.
All right, I'm just going to do it like the most popular horror pick. I'm going to go with Hereditary for horror.
Yeah. It's okay. I got another one.
I think I've seen all their horror movies, so like I could have gone a lot of places with it, but Hereditary is like the most popular horror movie of theirs. Ari Aster, really, really well done. Her head falls off from a freaking telephone pole. It's a cult in it. This movie's just insane. And then like the last 20 of this movie is just, I watched it with my mom for the first time and it scared her shitless.
Yeah.
She was like, why did you just show me that?
The end of that movie is freaky.
Yeah. When she's on the wall, I'm like, oh God.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna go with horror next too, and I'm gonna do the movie called X. It's just an X.
Yeah.
Yep.
Is the title of the movie.
Yeah.
But I watched this kind of like probably a year ago, and I was so shocked. I think it's such a good movie. It's based in like maybe the 70s. It's an older based movie, but it came out in when did it come out?
Not too long ago. Yeah.
2022. But it has like good characters. There's these like two older grandparents or just like older couple who are really freaky in this movie, and the whole time they were just freaking me out. It's a great horror movie. I really like it.
Yeah. It's the start of a trilogy. It's like right after this is Pearl and then Maxine.
Yes, I need to watch those.
Yeah. I like all three of them, but X for me is my favorite one out of them.
Yeah.
This is kind of like the Mia Goth, like becomes a scream queen in this movie, like throughout this trilogy. And then from that, she also, Jenna Ortega is also an X. Shout out to her. Yeah.
Kid Cudi.
Yeah.
Yep. Kid Cudi is also in it. Yep. Yeah, quite a fun movie. And then it gets like,
Really
it's not even
dark.
like, it gets like dark, but it's got kind of
Weird.
Scream vibes to me. Like a lot of Scream, kind of like Scream 1, Scream 2 kind of vibes to this movie.
Yeah.
It's not like super scary, but rather like kind of a fun horror movie.
I don't know. It got pretty dark when I saw Naked Grandma.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, dude.
They always love to put a naked grandma in a horror movie, like The
Yeah, dude,
Shining. Why?
That's A24 horror review, man. There ain't somebody
Yeah.
naked in a horror A24 horror movie.
Okay. Next pick, I'll do Oscar nominated, and I'll go with Lady Bird. So this is with Saoirse Ronan. I think I'm saying her name right.
Yeah.
Yep.
And Timothy
Cersei.
Chalamet's in it too. Yeah, Cersei.
Yeah.
But I really like her role in this movie. I kind of resonate with this character. She was a high school girl who's just going through stuff in her with her friends, with her mom, with her future, trying to decide on colleges and just going through the ups and downs of becoming an adult. It's a really good movie.
Yeah. Yeah. I really like Lady Bird as well. I kid you not, when I rated like all these A24 movies, I think like 25 to 30 of them were all like 4 stars or above for me. So it's just like
Yeah.
creating the draft list for this was like, all right, I'm going to pick a movie I really like anywhere. But yeah, Lady Bird's really fun to watch.
I love coming of age movies are my favorite.
Yeah. So it's me again. Trying to think. All right. So for theme spotlight, I'm going to go with Minari. I'm gonna go with Minari. It's a family film about like an Asian family that goes into Arkansas and kind of tries to like start a life for themselves. That stars Steven Yeun, Justin's boy. And like the theme
Invincible.
that I'm really pointing out from this is American Dream, but also like finding like yourself in a new place and like kind of like getting away from like who you once were. It's really interesting. Highly suggested to you. The cinematography in this is great. Like the soundtrack in this, I remember watching this on my move down to Texas like 2 years ago, and I was like, "Holy crap, this movie's so good." Highly recommend, Justin. I think you would love it.
Okay, I'll definitely check it out. I guess for my theme spotlight, I'll go with the Iron Claw. I probably drafted this in like 6 different drafts.
Yeah, you have.
I take this every time I get the chance to. Just the themes of toxic masculinity and kind of the destructiveness of underlying parental expectations, which I guess we've talked a lot about this week. Yeah, just really great film. I think this is the best thing I've ever seen Zac Efron in, and I hope he does more like this. It was such a destructive film to watch. I mean, it was just tough to watch, but really well done. Yeah, very in the genre of A24. They're either going to scare the crap out of you with horror, or they're going to make you regret everything you've ever done in life.
Yep.
Dang, dude, there's a lot left out there. For cinematography, I guess I'll go ahead and take Waves. Obviously, we talked about it a bunch already, but yeah, I think it was just super well done this week, and yeah.
Yeah, there's so much still to go. It's kind of hard to pick at this point, but Waves was really well done for cinematography. For me, I think I'm going to go with Wild Card first. Yeah. No, I'm going to go Oscar nom, and I'm going to go with Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just talked about how great this movie was, and I was like, if we don't draft it, we're just going to seem like hypocrites.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really enjoyed this movie. It won Best Picture, so it's kind of like, yeah.
Dang, that's the one you said I wasn't going to draft? You said earlier, you're like, Justin's not going to pick my Oscar nom.
Nope, I decided to switch up. You'll see what I choose at Wild Card. Could also go for Oscar nom.
Gotcha.
Okay. For theme spotlight, I'm going to do 8th grade. I remember watching this movie. I'm pretty sure it literally was summer of 8th grade going into high school. And I went to the theaters and watched it, and I could just relate to the movie so much. It's about a young girl who has a single dad, I'm pretty sure, and just all the awkward things that happen when you're an 8th grader. You're pretty much just in that age range. There's so many like references to things around that time that are so relatable, and I feel like if I watch this movie in 20 years, it's gonna be so nostalgic to me. But a great movie. I recommend both of you watch it.
Bo
Yeah, I've
Burnham
heard
was
good
the
things
director.
Yeah, Bo Burnham.
Yeah, I've heard good things about it. I just need to check it out.
Yeah, it does like dives into like self-image, social media, how it affects girls, and like a relationship with a single dad and his daughter. It's really good.
Yeah, and that's your last pick.
And then my last one is for Wild Card. And I was gonna do mid-90s. It deserves better than Wild Card, but I wanted to have it. Oh, mid-90s I've always really liked. I've seen this movie quite a few times, and it's so good. It's like based in California, I think. If not, it gives the vibe of California, but like a young group of skateboarders who have troubled home lives and just feel connected when they're together and stuff they do. I honestly have to rewatch it. I haven't seen it in a long time, but I love that movie.
Yeah, Jonah Hill's directorial debut too,
I
which is cool.
forget he edited or he directed that. Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't seen it, but I definitely need to check
Oh,
it
really?
out.
Tyler, watch that movie.
Yeah.
There's like half the cast from Waves is in it too. I'm looking at now here.
No way.
Yeah,
I didn't even realize that.
Is that the only movie he's directed?
think so.
Yeah, and that was kind of probably in like 2015
I know
that
he's
came out or
directing a movie
something.
coming out this year, or 2 movies coming out this year. Outcome with Keanu Reeves, and then Cut Off with Kristen Wiig and him. Interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah, I need to check out mid-90s. Pretty really
yeah,
good
it's
things.
definitely good.
All right. So for my wild card, that I was going to take an Oscar nom, but then I was like, all right, let me take a Best Picture winner Oscar nom, just to be like the only Best Picture winner out of that cat on that line. But for wild card, I'm taking Past Lives, a movie that I saw for the first time this week. It is my favorite A24 movie after ranking all of them, but I knew you guys hadn't seen it, so I was like, I can wait till the end to pick this. But yeah, this movie's so good. Yeah, you just gotta check it out. Such a good, like, tragic romance movie.
Yep. Let me see here. I think I'm just gonna take one we talked about a little bit earlier. I'm gonna take Civil War. Yeah, that movie was really good. Kind of threw me for a loop. Not what I was expecting. I was expecting it to be some political statement, but it really wasn't. It was really just kind of diving into, yeah, like Tyler said earlier, kind of fighting back against oppression, and you kind of get taken through war from a journalist perspective. Really eerie. Obviously, we kind of all grew up outside of DC, so seeing DC become a literal war zone was very interesting and eerie to watch.
Yeah.
I need to
Yeah,
watch
then
that.
Jesse Plemons in the movie, even though he's in it for 5 minutes, is like a scary guy in the movie.
Dude, freaky.
Yeah.
So freaky.
You know, he like just showed up on set, and because his wife was like in the movie, she was like, can he just do it? And they were like, yeah, which is, and saying that he just got into that movie by chance.
Yeah, that role was super Begonia-esque, I'd say.
Yeah, Begonia-esque. If you've seen Game Night, kind of like that as well.
Haven't seen that.
Yeah, he's with
good, dude.
Rachel Meg. Yeah, he's good.
It's crazy we're talking about him because he's literally in it for less than 5 minutes.
Yeah,
that's the thing. That scene is so crazy.
Kaylee Spaney's
What
also
kind
in
of
it, and like
American are you?
shout out Kaylee Spaney, because like, what a woman. But yeah, I love I love Kaylee Spaney. But cool. So yeah, for my team, I got Oscar nom, Everything Everywhere All at Once, drama thriller, Ex Machina, horror, Hereditary, cinematography, Moonlight, theme, Spotlight, Minari, with shout out to like Identity and Resilience, and then wild card, Past Lives.
Yeah. For my Oscar nominated, I took Marty Supreme. Drama thriller, I took If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You. Horror, I took Midsommar. Cinematography, I took Waves. Theme, Spotlight, I took The Iron Claw. And Wildcard, I took Civil War.
So for my Oscar nomination, I took Lady Bird. For drama/thriller, I took The Lighthouse. For cinematography, I took The Florida Project. For theme, Spotlight, I took 8th Grade. And for Wildcard, I took Mid-90s.
Just like to say, I have the 2 Best Picture winners of A24 on my team, but
right.
Just like to say that. I'll say some honorable mentions. I mean, A24 just cooks. But so you got the drama that came out this year, as well as Uncut Gems, which I was surprised wasn't picked. I feel like that's like a very popular movie.
I need to watch that.
Oh
yeah,
it's so good.
Yeah, watch that.
Horror, I had Green Room that I actually watched right before this. Really good. Has Patrick Stewart as like a villain, which is quite interesting. Talk to Me, and then in The Witch, also by Robert Eggers. And then cinematography, I had Good Time and Priscilla, which also has Kaylee Spaney in it. Yeah. And then theme spotlight, I had We Live in Time, with a shout out to like Every Minute Counts. That movie is super depressing. It's about a mother and like father's relationship turmoil, but like also like the love while they have a kid, and then she goes through cancer. Holy crap. And stars Florence Pugh and Andrew Garfield. Depressing.
Yeah.
Depressing ass movie. And then Wildcard, I had Eddington, After Sun, and then Warfare as well.
Mm-hmm. Oh, dude, I forgot about Warfare. I loved that movie.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought you liked it more than
Jesus.
Civil War too, so I was surprised.
I did. I forgot it was A24.
Yeah,
Damn
Alex
it.
Garland only does A24 now.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, A24. Yeah, any afterthoughts or last minute thoughts about A24 or anything?
I just got a lot more A24 movies to watch.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I wish I would have picked After Sun for something. I really like that movie.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
did it a couple weeks ago on the podcast.
Yeah.
It was good.
Yeah, really good.
A24 has 3 more movies coming out this year: The Backrooms, The Death of Robin Hood, The Invite. Those seem really interesting. And then they're working on an Elden Ring movie that also has Kaylee Spaney in it. So I'll be there. But
Elden Ring?
yeah, it's like a
You don't know what that is?
I know what
Elden
it
Ring's like
is.
one of
Video game.
yeah, they're making
Why
a
are
movie out of it.
they? Okay.
Because nerds will go watch it.
Yeah, they will. I mean, they'll come.
And it has Kaylee Spaney and Nick Offerman in it as well. And it's Alex Garland's directing it, the guy that made Civil War and Ex Machina and Warfare.
Yeah, cool.
So
It'll probably
awesome.
work out.
Yeah.
I'm really excited for Backrooms.
Yeah,
That's what I need to go to the theaters
Yeah.
for.
Yeah. They gave a
we'll
When
definitely
is that
go.
coming out? Next month?
Before we leave, just like to
Nice.
say this is probably my second to last or maybe last podcast, as I will not be able to for the foreseeable future until probably October, November, as I will be out until then. The podcast will keep going. Justin's going to keep it running while I'm gone, unless like some other things happen, and then we may have to take a little break. But I definitely won't be on for the next 4 to 5 months.
Yeah. We'll handle, so we'll just have a bunch of guests coming in, that kind of thing. And if, for some reason Tyler can't get on one weekend, he'll come to me and ask if he can be back on.
Yeah.
And then I'll decide from there.
Yeah. Like a yes or no. Well, thank you for listening this week. See you next week.
See ya.
See ya.